Marcus hasn't prepared to record the podcast in triplicate. What will we do?
Amateur hour.
I've been trusting Riverside recently, so are we rolling?
Yeah,
rolling.
It is recording,
Dude,
yeah.
Let's start out by shouting out Riverside, dude.
Okay.
Riverside is the truth.
Yes.
You know,
I don't know what my life was like before Riverside. Really,
I vaguely remember. Vaguely. But
What's this Riverside iOS deal about?
Well-
That's the ads I get on the social medias.
they're pretty thorough with their advertising, which is cool. And I like that the people in their ads are actually the guys that run the company, which is like, I don't know. I like that familiarity that they're not using like stock footage, you know, or stock photos.
Right.
Well, they just came out with Riverside for the iOS app, so you can download the app, and then clients or whoever can do it from their iPhone, which just means better. It's still in beta, but it's better video quality than the average cat because an iPhone is going to be way better than like everyone's laptops, you know?
Yes.
And so that's exciting.
This is the best microphone we all have in our pockets. I mean, it's actually a pretty darn good microphone, and whatever.
I hope it's the only microphone you have in your pocket.
You're not an
Makes it
audio
hard to
engineer,
sit
so
down, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to share my secrets, but I am going to share this. Boom! What is this?
Whoa.
Looks like a Yeti.
It is a Yeti. It's a Yeti Pro. I got it on eBay, so don't worry, Adam. I would have called you if I wasn't going to. I wanted to get a Yeti because I wanted to be able to speak authoritatively on
How much it sucks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
exactly.
it
Well,
doesn't sound half bad.
it doesn't sound half bad as long as you don't touch it and as long
Yeah.
as you stay close.
Don't
to
look
it.
at it.
You heard that, Adam?
Don't talk into it. Don't touch it.
And I have it on a boom arm. It's not on the desk. I took it off.
Can you hit the button and show us your whole studio again? Can you do that yet?
No, I don't have the other camera
on,
set up.
man.
Sorry, and it's a freaking mess right now behind me.
What
I
are
just
we
like
doing?
cleared out.
Rookie.
It's actually you can see some
Rookie
stuff on the
hour.
shelf.
You're supposed
But-
to be our benchmark.
I know. Jesus.
So I wanted to be able to show people, and I can't tilt it because of my boom arm. But you know, people talking to the top of it. I gotta like stand up to talking to the top of it. That doesn't sound good.
getting
does
off.
it?
That
This is getting
sounds
uncomfortable.
familiar.
Yeah.
That's that familiar Yeti sound I know.
When you talk into it appropriately with the plosives, you know, I need a windscreen.
Yeah, you did.
It doesn't sound half bad, but this is the Pro, so it has the XLR.
Is that how you're using it?
Yes, straight into my Mix Pre 6, and then
Yeah, you hear that
See-
boom arm.
yeah, it's nasty. I don't like this mic.
It's almost as bad as when you grab that handle of your microphone. Jesus
Yes.
Christ, Adam, stop that.
So here's my SM7B. So a lot less noise.
Okay,
from
hold
the
on.
boom arm.
Let's play this game. Here's my
All right.
MV7. Can you hear anything?
And the MV7
Yeah,
does have
hit your-
more
hit your
noise than
boom
the
arm. Hit
SM7.
your boom arm a little bit, Molly. It's in there.
A little bit.
It's in there. Like, hold on. That's like,
I'm gonna start the microphone djembe band.
That's right. So I just thought I'd spring that on you guys. I had to
Can
make
you still
sure.
change patterns on it?
I can. I'm not going to. So this is the other
Okay,
stupid
do me
thing.
a solid here.
Okay.
I'm curious.
yeah.
Okay.
Put it in Omni
All right.
and talk into the top of it,
I'm gonna
like
keep it
everyone
muted.
does.
I'm gonna have to stand up again since I can't tilt this. But
Yeah.
this is still my SM7B, so switching back. Here is Omni, and you can probably hear my Doesn't that sound
sound
great?
like a
When you
robot.
talk on the top, then it changed the gain too. So this is the other thing. I have my gain on my Mix Pre, from my SM7B. Let me switch back to cardioid. I can't take this.
You sound like you're talking into like a police radio.
All right.
Which is
That's
a
better,
little
right?
triggering, quite frankly. I think we should be respectful of my previous experiences.
Sorry, Molly. We're here to work
No,
through
officer.
your pain together. So the weird thing about this too with so this is the Pro, which has the XLR, and it has like this splitter cable, so you can still do the stereo thing. And so I have this mess of cable hanging.
What do you
from
mean?
my
So
boom
you can
arm.
still do the stereo thing, like?
So this is a stereo mic. It actually has 3 capsules in the top, and I'm going to include a picture for John to include on screen of the iFixit teardown.
Rip it to pieces and unscrew the top.
I would, but it's not
science,
easy
of
to take
course.
apart. And iFixit already did it, so I don't have to.
Does it make it impossible to put it back together? Because if so, I say let's do it.
One less Yeti in the world.
We make sure it never works again.
That's the real
Change
reason
the
I
name of this
bought it, to
podcast to
prevent
Yeti
anybody
Hunters.
else.
Sasquatch Hunters.
So the gain, I'm running XLR out. The gain on my SM7B on my mix pre is set at 61 dB, which is pretty normal because it needs a lot of gain out of 73 total that I can crank it to. Guess what the gain is for this guy? Like the
20.
MB7 is usually around 4850.
4850.
Yeah. It's 19. It's
I have 20.
So you were
Look at
right
that.
on it. The gain coming out of this is not mic level, it's line level. So it's still using the preamp and stuff inside, which I don't want. It's ridiculous. I'm like, why would you do that? So, and when I first tried it, I had the USB still plugged in and it just sounded all distorted and weird. You have to have phantom power on, USB unplugged, gain way, 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 way down. So it's just not a user-friendly microphone. Sorry,
No.
Blue.
How did they win? Like they
Advertising.
did
It's
what
it's,
advertising?
It's optics, because I'm sure we'll see an uptick of people buying microphones that look like a Yeti too, because people are
Yes.
like, oh, I see this on YouTube, so that's the one that I bought.
Well, now the SM7B is the one that everybody's talking about, so
Yeah.
which I'm happy with.
Everybody's obsessed with the Rode NT USB.
Okay.
Obsessed with it.
Good to know.
Obsessed with it.
Why?
Even if
I
you
wonder.
can't get it.
They're out of stock. You have them in stock?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Scarcity.
Bonkers town.
Huh.
Great selling tool.
Is it because of the new thing that Rode just announced this week?
Nope, because that only applies to the Mini, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Turn the Mini. Nice segue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice segue here.
We're getting
News.
so good at this, you guys. Like,
Road
Almost
update.
professionals.
Road update. Road dropped a bomb last week. NT USB Mini. You got to admit, Marcus, it's pretty cool.
No,
It
I
is
don't.
cool.
NT USB Mini.
No, it is pretty
You
cool.
can now plug in
if
up
you
to
if you use Rode.
four NT USB Minis into one computer.
What if your
That's
computer only
neat.
has 2 USB plugs on
you
it?
buy
That's
one of those USB
that wasn't part of
hub
the question
things,
or
Marcus.
the statement. You can,
You
if
can't-
there's a will, there's a way.
You can't do
but you can plug them in.
anything. You can't do anything with a computer right now if it involves more than one USB, which is everything.
Yeah.
Because they've made everything.
Dongle town.
Who doesn't have a
Yeah.
dongle? Welcome
You
to
can now
Dongle
form-
Town.
It's
And they basically gave you a free Rodecaster on your computer.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is cool. And does it
It's
have like
cool.
compressors and everything in it
It
too?
does all of it. It does the Aphex, big bottom, oral
Really?
exciter. It does the 4 channels. It
All
does
right, now
the
that's cooler.
multi-track recording. It does everything.
Oh, look at this. Adam
You
changing
can-
Marcus's mind up
Yeah,
in here.
I'm a little more
You
impressed.
can basically scale into a Rodecaster $100 at a time.
Except then when you get the Rodecaster, you can't plug the NT USB Mini in because it's
You
USB
don't,
and not XLR.
But you don't need to. Because you've already...
Right.
Then why would you get a Rodecaster Pro?
You can just buy another NT USB Mini.
Listen, Marcus,
And then another one.
people need an affordable.
It's slick.
It is slick.
It is cool
because
if you have an
have
NT
4
USB
people
Mini.
who want to do like a
Let's,
podcast.
let's look at what this software does, because I got to say, that's a sharp... I very much appreciate when someone, like, goes backwards and makes something way more useful than it was previously.
Mm-hmm.
I can
like-
get down with that.
It kind of like when Elon was like, "Hey, all your guys' cars drive themselves." It's the same kind of thing. Like, "Hey, those microphones that you bought because they were kind of cool and cheap. Now you can do a lot more with them, and you didn't even know that before."
Except the cars don't actually drive themselves. And
True, and you don't really want them to.
guys,
Problems
especially
happen.
after
guys
what
just died
happened
in
this morning.
Texas.
Yeah.
And I love that you're on a first name basis with my boy E.
Elon, look, I am, because that man is not a man.
He is not a man. He is a bro
guy-
man.
No, he's that.
It's not he, him.
No, he's it from Andromeda. He's alien number 1 on this planet. Elon? What kind of name is Elon? Sounds like, what was Superman's actual name?
Sounds like a college in West
Kal-El?
Virginia.
Sounds like they're pretty similar names to me.
Oh boy, now we're equating.
Don't get me
Elon to
started.
Superman.
Pyramids flying in the sky. Elon Musk shooting shit to the moon. Come on. That's it.
I thought
All
we were
right,
talking about
look.
Rode microphones.
Rode microphones. Listen, Rode Connect. It's a streaming software too. All right. Connect to the
Can't do
4
that
inch
with the
USB Mini
Rodecaster
to a
Pro.
single computer. It's free. NT Mini. It has Aphex Oral Exciter and big bottom. Recording interface with faders and levels and meterings and mute buttons. Virtual channels for seamlessly connecting remote guests, integrating streaming applications, and adding music.
What does that mean?
And does mix minus. So it's basically Rodecaster. That's what it's doing. You can have you could do a Riverside call and record it. I'm assuming into this this virtual, what do they call it? Rode Connect platform.
I think my favorite thing about I love that it's like $100 buy-in per person, right? So for a group of people that want to start a podcast, as long as somebody's got a laptop, everybody buys $100 mics, they're in. And I like that because it's a solid mic for $100. But what I really like about it is the color-coded cords and caps, which quite frankly, as someone who solders his own cords, I'm a little disappointed that you're not more hype about that, Marcus, because that's...
No, that is cool. I will not get the color-coded windscreen for my SM7, but...
they have that?
Yeah.
You're like,
have
hi,
it.
this is Bozo the Clown.
Right, exactly.
That's what that looks like to me. But I like
Yeah,
the little
but
caps on and the cord.
Yeah, I color-coded mine. They're all plugged in, so I can't show you, but yeah, I've got little color dots. $5 on Amazon, paper color dot stickers.
I'm about it. What's going on over there, Adam?
Hey, Adam, how would I use my SM7B with this software?
Look at Marcus being all argumentative. He's like, well...
Sorry, I'm in a mood tonight. I got my second vaccine, so I'm a little punchy.
Today? Oh,
Yeah,
Made you
this
angry.
afternoon. Yeah.
You're going to feel the pain tomorrow, but you'll feel loopy tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh. Thanks, sponsor.
Get vaccinated, people.
I can't.
Soon-
COVID's going
soon you
around
will.
bad here right now, too.
Is it? Oh, no.
Well, because it was, Samantha y Santa, so Holy Week, and everybody
right.
came and partied like it was
The big
spring
Easter
break,
festivities.
'cause that's what that is. And so now everything's, getting shut back down again.
Be careful.
So at the moment, you are required to use an NT USB Mini.
So I cannot use it with my SM7B.
No.
Well, why
Darn.
would they do that? Why would they give free software?
They many of the functions of Rode Connect rely on the internal digital signal processing carried out within the NT USB Mini. Not all microphones will be able to interface and software. Maybe it'll work. You'd have to try it though. They're not
No.
going to tell you can use someone else's microphone with this free software.
It's
Right.
probably
It's
like
free.
the
It's free software.
MV7. It's like the MV7, I'm sure, because if you plug in
Right.
USB, you got the software for the Shure software only works with the MV7.
I want to
so.
say maybe it's a little bit cooler.
Well, yeah, because you can do 4 of them together.
You can do
So
4, and you can record,
on, Shure.
and you can stream, and you can bring in music,
Rode
and it does
is-
a lot more.
Rode is kind of killing it. I think we should talk
they're
about
leading the
that.
way on stuff for
the,
sure.
The
They
to
kind
go
of need to do that
to
with like their other microphone, like the
Yes.
podcaster. Like the podcaster's a little long in the tooth, even though people are dying for it.
Yeah,
But Rode still,
the pod mic.
maybe
The
they're not
pod
going to come
mic.
out with an. Yeah, I mean, pod mic set the earth on fire. Rodecaster's still the benchmark. There's not much better than a Rodecaster as a thing yet.
and
the
People are
Zoom
trying. I'm a
P8
big
is
fan.
close.
P4 is has won my heart, and P8's pretty cool, but
It's not available yet, still, right?
it's still hard. Yeah, they still
It's hard to
backordered,
get.
but
Yeah.
Well, and the lapel mics that I just bought from you today. Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
those wireless
We talked about those
go-tos
last time.
are super cool.
Banging.
cool.
Although I did see like the promo for them on the website, and they have like the boxes right here, and I'm like, I am not wearing the fucking box.
They
on the
make a
outside of my-
microphone that you plug into it. It's pretty cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
They are doing a good job.
Yes.
That was really cool. That came out of nowhere. Everybody bought that microphone because it was a good, well-built, $99 USB microphone made from Rode. And then they went, "You're welcome." I think that is good job, Rode.
Yeah, I think that's
Keep it
the
up.
direction that we need to head in instead of like planned obsolescence where Apple's like, here's a cord, and by the way, by the time you've bought this, they're already obsolete, and you're going to have to buy another one and fill up all the landfills with our shit for the next million years.
Well, now they
I
just don't come
think-
with any cords.
Yeah. You're like, now you're going to fill
Or
up landfills
chargers.
full of adapters for the cords.
Right.
But I like that. I think we need to head more in that direction, right? Like I saw a meme this week about that alarm clock that like everyone's parents had and still has, and it like still
Yeah.
works. And you're like,
I had
how
one
is
of
this
those.
alarm clock working after 40 goddamn years, getting hit every morning? You know, and it still works, man. Like what?
Here is
need-
the definitive sentence. Rode Connect is only compatible with the NT USB Mini.
boom.
Period.
Period. I forgot the period.
Not mad at it. I
No,
have
it's
that
fine.
microphone. It's a great little microphone.
Great little microphone.
The only thing I didn't like about the marketing for it is they all had the microphone like on the desk in front of them, and I don't think that's
Yes.
close enough for it to actually
No.
work.
It's not.
Definitely not.
And
But
so I'm kind of
respect that
surprised.
they put a mic mount on it, and
Yes.
you can put it on a boom stand.
It
They
has a
did. I just
proper
wish they-
yoke. Yeah.
They should just show people
Respect.
using it that way because, and we're
They
going to go
should.
right into my segue of me complaining about something.
Look at this.
Shocker.
Do it.
Wow.
Take us there, Molly. Preach.
It's 2021, people. Get a goddamn microphone.
Do it.
And
Come on, people.
And listen, if you're not making money off your content, don't buy a microphone. It's cool. But if you're a life coach or a business coach or a motivational speaker or a panelist or a keynote speaker and you don't have a microphone, I don't like you.
Even if you're just
Do
doing
you
Zoom
experience
calls
this?
3 or 4 times a week for business stuff, please get a microphone, people.
Well,
How
yeah,
often do you come across this, Molly?
Dude, all the fucking time. And so this morning I woke up and I was scrolling through Facebook. My bad. Nothing good happens when you do that.
Never a good way to start.
And, you know, this person was live and it just sounded so bad. And so I just posted, like, hey, you know, if you're making money off your content, like, buy a microphone, man. Like, buy a microphone. And I hope she doesn't watch this. Maybe she will. The person who I was, like, not so subconsciously posting about actually responded, right? And she, like,
Nice.
never really responds to my socials. I was like, oops. And she was like, I have a microphone, but I don't use it for my lives. And I was like, she was like, I just think it looks clunky. And I said, so the real question, you know, she's like, should I buy a lavalier mic? And I said, well, the real question is, why do you think a visible microphone is a problem? But it just
Yeah.
really
At least
kind
she
of like,
listened.
it like lit me up a little bit because it made me realize like how many people think that like the microphone, because I hear this all the time.
Yeah.
None of my clients use their microphone the same way. They're never visible.
Right.
I'm like, bro, your fucking Yeti doesn't work from 4 feet away. It
Yeah.
barely works in front of your face. It ain't gonna work from 4 feet away. But it's interesting, you know. And so I kind of, you know, addressed that issue, and she was like, you know, she was very open to it, you know. And I even sent her a link to get like this with the boom arm and stuff. And I'm like, hey, it just shows that you're serious about your craft, that you want it to be an enjoyable experience for the other people, you know what I mean, and that you're prepared and that you're professional, like. But it does make you wonder how many people like are purposely not using their microphones the right way because they think it looks bad on camera.
Right. Yeah. I actually fired a client because he has a Mix-Pre 6 and 3 SM7Bs for him and his co-hosts to use. And he started doing video for his podcast, and without consulting me, said, yeah, I'm just going to use AirPods, and sent me the audio. And I'm like, I'm out.
I'm out.
No,
That's like the most offensive thing you could do to Marcus right there.
Yes.
You could call his mom whatever name you want. You could, you could, a bird could poop on. He doesn't care, but don't you record with AirPods.
No, that's a sin.
So what is proper mic technique?
Well, I feel like even if you're talking into the wrong side of it or the wrong end of it, even if it's within 3 inches of your face, it's still going to be better than any other thing.
Yes.
So obviously talking into the right part of it is the first step, but even if you can't handle that, like your mic should be like 3 inches from your face, or if you're Marcus, your microphone should be like touching
Proximity
your lower
effect.
lip at all times.
It does sound better.
It does.
Yes.
And so then
It just does.
another woman commented in the thread. She said, I love my Yeti. And I said, well, I love that you have a microphone, but the Yeti is the worst microphone. She said, yes, but it sounds great. And then I responded with this meme that was like, because it doesn't sound great. It sounds like her voice bouncing off the walls and being picked up by her Yeti 4 feet away. It just sounds like she's yelling into her computer. You can't hear the microphone, but she's significantly louder than her guests, And so it also makes me realize that people think that louder means better.
Louder is better.
If Blue came out with a real like a pod mic kind of MV7 competitor, They would destroy.
Shure would go out of business.
They would destroy everyone.
They would.
They should call it the Sasquatch, and it should be an XLR USB microphone that you talk into the end of it, and it's very obvious that you're talking to the end of it. Don't make it a dome on the top. Make it look like an SM7. Talking to the end. Stupid proof. Amazing sounding. $199.
So
Earth explode.
Dude, literally, Yeti would get all of the business.
Blue, you're welcome.
Yeah, Yeti.
We'll take our royalty checks when you're done with it.
And we prefer checks, not microphones, for the record.
That's right.
We can only use so many microphones. We'll take checks.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is for all my Yeti people out there.
Yeah, let's show people how to actually use a Yeti.
This is not how, and especially this. This is not.
Put a big X on the screen in editing this.
Yes.
When you
Wait,
do
we
it.
can't
Do
see
not.
your. Okay, there you go.
So yes, do not.
Why do you keep moving it so far away? We can't see you.
Well, you can't see it, but it'll be on there. It's just
So
the Riverside.
basically, your microphone is not a
too far away.
phallic symbol. It is not like you are not a 14-year-old photoshopping.
Some are.
So
Well, when they use it,
if you're using it like this, that's backwards and the top. You don't want it.
Are you in? Put it in Omni mode for when you do that real quick.
Okay, so this is what we did earlier. Omni mode. So it was in cardioid, and cardioid picks up just in the front. This is a front address microphone, people. Now, Omni mode means you can talk anywhere, but you don't want to because it's also going to pick up everything in the room, like air conditioning and your fan and the lawnmower outside. So I could talk all over this thing here like this, and it's okay, but it's going to pick up everything else. Cardioid is what you want so that everything behind the mic is not picked up. And also on the top of the mic, it sounds phased. Now,
So you want to rock, in layman's terms, people, if you have the Yeti mic, you want to be in Cardi B mode.
Cardi B, and it's the
My
the
girl,
little
Cardi B.
on the back. It's the second from the right that looks like an upside down heart. That's cardioid.
Just
that
like
means.
Cardi B.
Cardi B.
And it's the front because it has the logo. This goes for any microphone that is side address, front address. You want to be looking at the logo. There is no blue logo on the back. It's only on the front. So don't talk in the back like this. You want to talk in the front. Do not, please, for the love of God, do not talk in the top of this mic. The thing that kills me too are the podcasters that get photos of themselves to post on their podcast cover art of them in front of the microphone like this.
Yeah, they all do it. Well, or like the lady on LinkedIn who had the microphone like literally, it was behind her with a pop filter. That was my favorite part. I had a pop filter. It was behind her. It was behind her.
This is on
the
Omni,
desk.
and it's behind me.
We can't hear you, man. We can't hear you. You gotta.
That's on Omni, though.
You know.
So, get a boom arm. Get it close to your face. That's the other thing. Like Molly was talking about.
I feel like these platforms like Riverside and all these platforms, they're like, there should be a gauge that tells you that your audio sucks.
Yep, I agree. It should be like, try again, loser. No, it might not be that harsh.
Me?
But
can I be the one that sets the gauge?
It should be built into the platform.
You should just have a little meter, just like a little beep, 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 you know. And then if yours is in like the yellow and everybody else is in green, or yours is in red, like, you know, because the problem is that people don't actually listen to their own content and they can't hear themselves. Even me, I have my earphones plugged into the laptop, not into the microphone, so like I can't hear myself.
Like you can tell. You can like. There are like the Audient Evo can auto gain, like things can listen and tell you if the gain is good or not, if the signal's quality is distorted or not. Like there's in the waveform you can tell that if it's distorted or if it's too thin. Can you not?
Yeah, you should be able to see it, and that is one thing that Riverside does not have, is any kind of visual representation of your audio levels.
It does if you're the producer.
If you're the producer, but not as the guest.
But not as the guest. Everybody should have a little meter under the Riverside.
It knows that you're using a Rodecaster. It should say, you're about to use a Yeti.
Talking to the front.
Stop.
It's a red alert.
Stop.
Are you talking into the front?
You're not allowed.
Question everything.
Not allowed anymore.
That's hilarious.
Well, I learned something. This evening about the Yeti, so that was interesting.
That was interesting.
You.
It was good. That was a good exploration.
It was a worthwhile eBay purchase from Phil in Connecticut. Thank you, Phil. In Connecticut.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I think the main point is just to remind people, like, you have to put the microphone next to your mouth. Like, you've never gone to a concert and seen a singer singing into a microphone that was 4 feet away. Like, microphones only work if you put them up to your face. If I cannot see the microphone in your shot, you are not using your microphone properly. Period.
You're
point
doing
blank.
it wrong.
And especially you might be able to get that to work with like an MV7 because of the far mode. It might work a little better, but that Yeti ain't picking up shit unless
Yeti
it's
don't got far
really
mode.
Inconvenient lawn mowing sounds and stuff like that. But it's not going to pick up your voice
and your laptop fan from your Zoom call.
Yeah, like it's just really like you have to, so whatever it is, like if you're doing public speaking this year, if you're presenting, even just hanging out, like Katie Nelson, shout out Sales Uprising. Like she has an MV7. I actually got her set up with the AKG D5 and she had like a desk stand. And then when this came out, she was like, I want your setup and your camera. So I just created that page with all the links so she could get the same thing. But even when we're just hanging out, like on a wine hang or just a catch up, like we're both sitting in front of our cameras and mics like this because it's on a boom arm. You just push power on the camera. And it's so much better to talk to her than so many other people because her voice sounds so much better. And so don't think of, a microphone as like, some special tool only for presentations. Like, no, man, anytime you are speaking to people through the internet, you should be using a microphone. And I guarantee you that it'll impact your bottom line. Even if you're just doing sales, right? Like I do all the sales for Hardcast Media and I do them all on Riverside and I do them on my DSLR and with a good mic. And I think that impacts the bottom line. I think it impacts the amount of trust that my clients have in me. They see that I know quality. I know how to engineer that myself on my own. And it shows the level of quality that I'm willing to accept as a representation of myself and my business. And they want me to do the same thing for them. And so even if you're not in an audio and video business, I still think it impacts people's interest in like your professionalism and like how polished you are, right? Yes. When you sound better. So, we're not, even if you're getting vaccinated, we're not going full bore for a while. And invest $300 in a microphone, and then for the love of Christ, put it up against your face, people. Jesus. I mean,
Think
if
about
I feel like
your listeners.
Here's my next segue. I
Yeah.
feel like we're about to hear a lot more people doing audio because Facebook today decided they're going to jump into the audio game.
Finally.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
He's like, we've been doing audio and video for years, and he's not wrong.
Funny that he did it on Discord and not on Facebook.
What?
That was where he made his announcement. So I read.
Seriously?
But they're gonna
Interesting.
have like short form audio, and they're gonna have a more integrated way to share podcasts with. I don't think they said which platform. It's
Probably not Apple. No, I'm pretty sure it's Spotify. I think I saw somebody say it was Spotify.
It could be Spotify.
Yeah.
It's got because they stopped doing where you could share Google like YouTube things directly in there, so it's probably not going to be
Right.
anything Google.
Right.
So Spotify.
I'm pretty sure I saw somebody say it was Spotify.
Wait. What did you say about not being able to share Google? What?
You can't drop a YouTube link. It links it back to YouTube. It doesn't play natively. It used to like load the video in Facebook. You would drop a YouTube link and it would like play the video, but it doesn't do that anymore. You have to load the video natively into Facebook now to have it play in Facebook.
Yeah, I swear I'm like the only person that actually still posts YouTube videos on Facebook. I'll post like a dumb joke about something and I'll get like 150 likes. I put up my favorite song from YouTube on there and it's like nothing. Nothing. Not nary a like. Facebook's like, not today, Satan.
I feel like this is a good thing for the podcast because like maybe it'll make it, I don't know how to drive people to your podcast through Facebook is probably probably some sort of facility to do through Instagram too, because Facebook. That's kind of interesting. That could be kind of cool.
Well, and for so many people in the world, Facebook is the internet.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they go online for is Facebook. And so
I feel like it could be a pretty cool play to drive traffic in a much cleaner way.
It'd be interesting to see, like, are they going for like a Clubhouse kind of a thing? Are they going to do straight podcast? Or are they going to be like, we're podcast and Clubhouse and Spotify in one?
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Hashtag Instagram.
It all to everyone.
Facebook.
It'll be like Dr. Bronner soap. It'll be like, you can do anything on Facebook. You can buy stuff. You can record a podcast. You can,
We kind of been talking about how there's been kind of like a lack of the connection to the main marketing mediums to do this anyway. So like, it's pretty cool, pretty good play, I think. Like we saw it coming, but it's good that it's happening, and now is the time to do it, and see what happens.
Well, okay, so really what it is like eyes on content too. Like podcast is longer form listeners, therefore Facebook can get more advertisers because they're going to have bigger numbers and bigger visibility and like on-screen traction, whatever. It's like the Brad Mondo videos or Bailey, whatever her name is, the chick that puts makeup on her face and tells like true crime stories. Which is pretty fascinating because it's like, these girls put all these crazy layers of makeup on and then at the end they look like Barbies and stuff. So she does that. She has like a really pretty face and like a great face to do all that kind of stuff. And she has all this crazy makeup. But while she's doing it, she tells you some story, some true crime story of some guy, and so she researches the whole thing. She tells the story. It's actually like kind of interesting. Huh. But like somehow Facebook is like, gotten into everybody's lives because, the other day some guy was like, I don't know how I keep getting watched this gay hairdresser guy and this girl putting on makeup. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're all getting sucked into the same content trap because it was like this older redneck guy too. And I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. Me and him are watching the same video. But it's because they're interesting, and Brad Mondo, like he dyes people's hairs, and so like people dye their own hair and then like tag him in it, and then he like watches the video and he's like really actually kind of nice and supportive. So it's not mean in any way, but it's interesting. But those are the only ads that I'll watch because they're like 10 seconds or so, and they'll play like maybe once in the middle of those videos. And they're interesting enough that I want to I'll watch the ad just to get back to the video. And so Facebook, I'm sure, is looking at all that data and being like, how do we, how can we keep people even longer? Podcast is a great way to stretch those numbers out. Real or not.
It could also be, I mean, it's obviously a play for Facebook, but it could also be an interesting, perhaps it depends on how this actually manifests, but that could be also part of the way to help businesses market on podcasts.
Yeah. Oh, That's the other play, because the ease of use thing that we keep talking about all the time.
And there was some mention of monetizing, and I don't recall exactly what the play was.
Well, they're doing a big thing tomorrow at 1 p.m. about this Facebook thing.
Right.
So,
doesn't Apple have something tomorrow?
Yeah, at 12 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be
interesting day to do all of these things.
Right.
They're like,
technology
this
companies.
Just in, we still suck. Carry on. As you were. Yeah, I don't know. Well, and now they're saying they're going to put the release date on people's podcasts, so like when they come out.
Well, in Apple, their thing, which is not really news tomorrow, it's already come out because it's going to be in the next iOS update, which people are speculating is going to be available tomorrow, is saying now that the app says follow instead of subscribe. And the main call to action now is play instead of subscribe. Because like right now in the Apple Podcast app, you go in there on a show page and it says big old subscribe button. And in the new app, it's going to be play with a follow. So everybody's like freaking out because all the people say, hey, subscribe to my podcast. Well, now how do you do that? And now it's follow. I mean,
if your audience is largely morons, you're definitely going to be
They'll
in
know
danger.
what you're talking about.
Fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
You're like, live from the nursing home. We're explaining basic technology to your grandma. Like, come on, man. People will use anything as an excuse for mediocrity. Like, I was gonna be on Apple Top 10, but then they changed it to follow instead of
or to get upset about. Hey, I got to be upset about something. So
I feel triggered right there a little bit.
People got to be upset all the time.
I feel attacked. But shout out to 2021 being a better year for audio, man. There's been so many cool improvements and stuff. So
yes,
I love it.
Lord willing.
I love it. One day at a time. Well, that's really all I got. There's some other stuff, but it's all about true crime podcasts. And quite frankly, I think we're sick of that.
Not
except
Adam.
for Adam. Adam loves that.
Smiling.
Oh, actually, did you hear about Resonate? Resonate just came out with a new app.
Really?
That only you can record, host, and produce from one app, which I'm kind of impressed. I don't know if it's any good or not, but Resonate is not. I don't know. Resonate's like picking up some steam, Like I feel like they were smaller.
They were. They used to be just an editing company not too far from me here in Louisville, because I met those guys at Podcast Movement a couple years ago. Yeah, they're nice guys.
Super nice guys. And actually, I basically used their website as a blueprint for mine when I first started doing.
So you copied them. Is what you plagiarized there.
Copy is kind of an accusatory word. No, I plagiarized the shit out of their podcast. That's what I did. I fucking page by page. I'm just kidding.
So when is your app coming out?
Yeah. As soon as I get the blueprint from my guy, the Russians, I paid off the Russian. But no, they had a great website, and it just sort of helped me figure out how to display my services as well.
Yeah.
But their podcast now, or their website is like a whole other beast now. They've definitely got a lot going on. I mean, I guess what's really going to happen, right, is everybody's going to be on this race to be like Riverside or the next Squadcast or whatever. What's the other one? Fucking
Zencaster.
Everyone's going to be like the new latest and greatest, but I don't know. I think Riverside's going to crush. And you know why?
Because we
marketing. They're doing, what'd you say, marketing?
Because we use it.
Because that enterprise plan putting them kids through college over there. No, I'm just kidding. No, because marketing. You know, I never heard shit about Squadcast or Clean Feed. You never see a single advertisement for them. Riverside, on the other hand, is trolling the shit out of people on Facebook. They're like, "You're still using Zoom to record your podcast? Like,
right?
What the hell's wrong with you?" But you know, they're really targeting people, and they're spending a lot of money on advertising. So even just like word of mouth, and they have a good product. You know, in the Just Busters group, like at least twice a week, you know, someone's like, "Hey, I'm trying to," and everyone's like, "Riverside, Riverside, Riverside." Cool. You know, everybody's having a really positive experience with it. And I got to say, even when we were having, you know, problems with, you know, a lot of sessions, not once did they ever not come up with the file. Not once did we actually have to re-record. There were a few tense days, couple email misfires, but not once did they never, you know, or did they ever not have the file. And so I got to hand it to them. And then they did some updates and stuff, and we haven't had a single problem in like months, honestly.
Cool,
it was just this weird patch. So I think they were probably working on it right when we were using it or something. So I got to say, man, like pretty impressed with Riverside. So I think, I don't know. It's interesting, right? Like everybody's kind of creating the same stuff. And then, you know, I wanted to actually mention this too before we go. You know, I was looking at the Podcast Business Journal today, and they have the editorial board now on the left side of the website. And I don't know how long it's been that way. I admittedly read the Podcast Business Journal digest, but I don't necessarily go to the website all the time. Or I'm just looking at an article, but on the article. So if you just click on like the homepage of the Business Journal, it has the editorial board, which, you know, is like Podcast Movement, couple people from Libsyn, guy from
more than
Blueberry.
A couple. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 people from Libsyn on there.
So
represent.
And I swear this podcast was not designed to talk shit about Yeti and Libsyn. Okay.
Don't forget Anchor.
It certainly does feel that way sometimes. Yeah. However, I don't know. It's just a little bit caught off guard by that. Like, I don't know, man. Like when it's the Business Journal that's supposed to be reporting on the news, but half of the editorial board is one of the largest companies in podcasting. We're back.
Yeah, what do you guys say about that, Lily?
Yeah, Lily's got something to say.
Use the microphone properly. Got nothing to say now. Isn't that ironic? You just had a whole lot to say like a minute ago. Now
she's a little camera shy.
Cat's got your tongue, huh? She's like, I don't know what's going on right now. She feels very compelled to wrangle salmon all the time. Okay, but here's the thing. Like, I don't know. Isn't it just a little weird? And like, then it makes me wonder, well, who's on the Podbean editorial board? Is it all members of, or who's on the Pod News editorial board? Is it all Podbean, you know, execs? Because
I think that's just James. I think he's a one-man show.
Is he a one-man? Well,
yeah.
I don't know, but it's a little strange. Isn't that a little strange? Like to be like the news reporting agency, but it's half run by people from
industry. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody in here is in the industry.
Conflict of interest. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels a little conflict of interest-y for me, but
yeah.
What do you think, Adam?
I mean, I guess it's time to get some other people in there.
I guess so.
Get some Riverside people on there. They should like rotate it out.
Yeah, there
should be a vote to see who they want to hear from and get them to write some stuff up.
I know one person who's not getting that job.
Like you would want it anyway.
I mean, I really like the Podcast Business Journal. That's why I just, you know, I've chatted with Carl and Ed over there. They've, published a couple of my articles and stuff. No, they've been super rad. You know what I mean? Like I got nothing bad to say about them at all. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Libsyn's dialed in. I mean, like they're a big platform. You know, like you know, it's not. it depends on if they're. I haven't read the articles or what they're writing, but like, depends on if they're being if you're good about it, then you're good about it.
Yeah, I guess it just depends, right? Like who's writing what article.
If it's very one-sided, then it's obvious. But like if they're pretty judicious about it, then what's the problem?
And that is one thing I'll give Libsyn, as much as they have their hands in so many things in the industry, they do care about podcasting. They obviously are in it to make money for themselves, but they are trying to.
Who isn't?
Right, exactly.
Lily, she does it for the love.
That's right.
Of
She does it for the treats. But I do feel like, having met these people and talked with them face to face, I feel like they've got my interest as a podcaster at heart to some degree or another. It's not just about making money for them. So
fair enough. I just thought it was interesting. And it's
it
probably
is
always been that way.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
noticed.
Yeah, it's not balanced. It's not fair. I don't know. It's for journalism, you're supposed to be impartial.
Yeah, I guess that's where it's coming from. Like I thought it was like I didn't think you were allowed to work for one of the companies that you reported on, but I guess as long as they don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just observations from Costa Rica, if you will. Lily brought it up to me, and I just felt like it was the only.
We hear you, Lily.
About it. She was like, "Don't forget about the." That's why she was barking. It's all coming full circle, right, Lily? And
this is the podcast.
there you have it.
There it is. There you have it.
That's right.
Awesome.
Well, guys, another amazing episode of the Podcast Club. Next week we have a fun guest.
We do.
I'm not gonna tell you who it is.
Oh no.
Me.
Just gonna show up.
It'll be my
More
other
fun than Lily?
personality. Sarah. She's not as nice.
That laugh says it all.
All right, guys. Well, on that note, always a pleasure to see you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Every time that Yeti shows up, my fucking heart skips a beat.
This should be the show artwork right here.
Until next time.
You should put, Jaws music in every time that thing comes on camera. We're going to need a bigger EQ. Oh, okay. I got to go. Ba-dum-bum.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening, people.